Hi everyone, so this video is going to be a get ready with me video. I'm planning on filming a video tonight, so I thought I might as well just turn on the camera and film me doing my makeup for it. That way we can have a chat, catch up. You can ask me any questions you want down in the comments and I can answer them once the video is posted. Yeah, it's a Saturday night at the moment. I don't really have much else to do. There's a storm outside, it's really rainy. We've actually been having a lot of rain here, particularly in my area. If you saw my Instagram post, you would see that around my area, probably only about a mile from my house, so 1.5 kilometers, was flooded. That thankfully went down today, but there's a massive storm again outside, so fingers crossed it's fine, but I'm fine, we're fine, my family is okay, so just to let you know. But yeah, a lot of people were evacuated from their houses, and I don't know if you can hear the thunder, but yeah, big storm at the moment, so the water's probably going to rise and flood all the bridges again. It's just, what can you do? So I thought just to do something else, film a video. So let's catch up, shall we? So I've been trying some foundations and I just don't like the way that liquid foundation sits on my skin sometimes, and strangely enough my skin goes from combination to dry to oily. Today it was fairly oily, but again it was really humid today, so sometimes it does that. But I thought I would give my powder foundation a try again. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. I tried it the other day and it looked pretty decent, so I'm just going to go right in with that. I'm not going to bother with primer or anything like that. I'm just going to use this and a little tiny mini Real Techniques brush. This is the Mini Expert Face Brush, which it's really easy to use with the short handle, so kind of just dab it in and coat the bristles. But yeah, so apart from the super heavy rain, there's not too much to update about really. We're still looking at moving from where we are currently. But there's a few things that we need to get sorted out first before we do that, and it's probably going to be maybe a next year kind of thing where we start looking at that more seriously. Also, like I keep saying, the cost of property in Sydney at the moment is crazy. It's just really super expensive. I was actually thinking about filming a video where I kind of go virtual house shopping and show you properties in the area that I live, around where I live, around where I'm looking at moving to, and just around Sydney in general, just to show you the types of properties that are around where I live and in Sydney and how much they cost. And I was thinking about doing comparisons, so like distance from a major city. So for example, where I am, just, I don't know how many kilometres I am, just 75 kilometres from Sydney. I think it might be more. I don't know. But I'll look that up and just give you examples based on other places. Like if you were 75 kilometres from London, for example, or downtown LA, or somewhere in like Dallas, Tuscaloosa, it's not really, or Birmingham, maybe, just different cities and distances from cities. That way, it will give you an idea of where I'm talking about as far as location goes. So if you're in one of those cities, you'll have an idea that say, oh, okay, well that's like an hour away from the major city, and this is what I can buy in my area for that much. And it would be interesting to hear from you in the comments of that video. So say for example, you know, I use downtown LA and it's an hour away from downtown LA, and if there's, you know, a certain suburb there, it'd be really interesting to see how much they sell for in those areas. Obviously you can travel in different directions, but it would still be interesting to find out. But I was thinking about doing that video and just going through some of the photos of properties that have sold recently in the area, because I can go through what people are asking, but really the properties are only worth what people are willing to pay. So I think I'll go through the sold properties. If you are interested in that, please do let me know. And yeah, if you've got any particular areas that you'd like me to look at in Sydney and include in the video, yeah, let me know. That way I can include it, whether or not it's like the Blue Mountains or Southern Highlands, near the city, so the inner suburbs of the city, Central Coast. Yeah, so that's just an idea, because I'm spending a lot of time looking at different properties, and yeah, prices in general around here are just ridiculous. They consider in Sydney a good entry price, so like a first home buyer is like $800,000. That's you can't really find much less than that. Obviously there's apartments, but like a normal 3 to 4 bedroom house on, you know, 300 to 450 square meters land, that's what you're looking at. It's absolutely insane. So I really feel for those people who haven't purchased their first property or are trying to get on the property ladder. So next I'm just going to use a powder concealer. So it's a loose powder. I just put a little bit into a lid and a flat brush. This is actually a pointed foundation brush, but I'll see how it goes. Just to get these spots around here. Still get acne, still get under the skin, cystic acne. It's so painful. 37, still happening. So, you know, it's not as bad as it was when I was 20. I think I had the worst skin that I've experienced. That was the worst period for me. And when I was in high school, it was fine. But yeah, after high school, it got really, really bad. But thankfully, it, you know, only lasted a couple of years, and then changed my skincare up. I started using Mario Badescu around that time as well, which for me actually worked. And strangely enough, that's what I'm using currently. A lot of Mario Badescu products, and they have helped my skin. I was having a few issues again, and yeah, I don't know why I stopped. You know, I was using all these really expensive Drunk Elephant, and they're fine, they're good, but I don't know, my skin just really likes the Mario Badescu products, so I'm not going to fight that. They're not as expensive and they work really well. So I'm just going to do my brows. I'm just going to use a NYX brow, what is it, a gel or something, like a coloured mascara for my brows. I'm really not good at doing pencil brows or powder brows or what were those really popular like gel pots that you, oh, I completely forgot. I can see the picture of the product in my mind, but I can't think of what they were called. Like they're little, you're probably all screaming it. I can't remember. I remember L'Oreal made one. Or pomade pomade, a brow pomade. I don't know. I remember trying one, it was like a L'Oreal one, and I was just terrible at it. Did not work for me, but people loved those products. I just can't seem to get it right. It's where with mascara, I'm not changing, like coloured mascara, tinted mascara, the, you know, gimme brow, that type of a thing. It's just easy. And look, it's not going to change the shape of my brows significantly anyway. And I can't draw my brows to save my life. I'm really bad at it. So something like this is just really easy and pretty much good enough. So I'm going to let that dry up a little bit, and then normally I'll get a spoolie and just go through it a little. Next, I'm going to just do some blush. So I'm using some of my MAC blushes. They're just in a palette. I might use like this rosy one. Again, just a small Real Techniques brush. They're actually really handy. Mini medium sculpting brush. Build that up. Yeah. What else? It is autumn now, so summer is over. So some of you call it fall. I've got less and less going on in my garden. I was going to do a garden tour. That was something that I was going to film in summer, and then we had horrible summer weather. So a lot of the stuff that I was growing just died or got mildew, like powdery mildew, or just some other diseases, and they just did not grow, and so I ended up having to rip a whole lot of stuff out. Most of the stuff that I have is in pots because we didn't plan the garden where we live. It was already in when we got here, and there's just a lot of established hedges and stuff that I don't want to rip out, considering that we're not necessarily planning on staying here for very much longer. I didn't think it was worth ripping it out and redoing it, so I've just been growing vegetables in one raised bed and a couple of raised planter pots, it's been working well. Last season it worked really well. This season it was just the weather was really crappy, so it didn't work too well. So I didn't end up doing a garden tour. But if the weather is decent next summer season, or even spring is probably a good time to do it, I will walk you through my garden. Hopefully in the next place. That's where I really want to grow some trees, like fruit trees, or just some pretty stuff. Stuff that I want to grow that I can't grow here. Yes, I'm just using the leftover blush and just putting it on my eyes because it looks fine, and why not? Simple makeup look. What next? Maybe a little bit of eyeshadow, just really neutral colours, but just a light wash of colour on my lids. Nothing too drastic today. I'm just going for a really simple look. Maybe I'll choose an interesting lip colour or something. So other things that are going on at the moment. Thinking about potentially painting some of the rooms or some of the walls in my house. That's something I'm looking at doing. Mainly in the bedroom, just because we've got a few marks on the walls. The walls that we have, that the people who built the house, they used really crappy paint everywhere, and it just kind of peels off the walls really easily. I think they used ceiling paint. So those of you who are aware of like different paint. You get like satin finishes, you can get nice wipe off finishes, like really nice paint and stuff. The colour's fine, it's white. But the texture, it's almost chalky. So it reminds me of ceiling paint. Just that chalky, white, flat, matte paint. So it just, yeah, it's not great. It wears really poorly. So before we sell or before we market the house, I would really like to have just given it a freshen up, and pretty much every single wall in the house except one is white. Plain white, which is fine. It looks fine. It looks nice and bright and airy. But I'm tempted to do more feature walls or a little bit more colour, but I'm terrible with colour. I like grey, like not too green, not too yellow, but like more like a beige grey, maybe like a mauve grey, that kind of a colour. That's pretty much just all through the house, which is really lucky because our kitchen ended up going with that colour scheme. It ended up being sort of like the grey colours and stuff, which was good. But yeah, so I'm thinking about doing that, so I just have to decide on the colour and do that maybe on a day off or a couple of days off. I need to mow the lawn out the back. We mowed our front lawn today because there was a break in the rain. It was hot as well, really humid and hot, but it needed to get done. That's a bad thing when it rains so frequently. The grass gets really long and you have to mow it. Mascara. First I'm going to curl my eyelashes. Is there anything interesting happening in your life at the moment? Any exciting things coming up that you're looking forward to? I know a lot of people are starting to travel again. If you are, where are you going? And when are you planning on travelling? I know with summer coming up in the northern countries, that's could be a time where you get some leave, some vacation time, and you're going away and travelling. We'll be coming into winter, so I'll miss daylight savings. That's the one thing, I don't mind winter, I don't mind the dark, I don't mind the cold. It's just when it gets dark at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which I know compared to some places that end up getting dark at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon and they only have a couple of hours of light. It's not like that, but yeah, it's always difficult. That's the one thing. I really don't mind the cold. I actually prefer colder weather. I'm just using a CoverGirl mascara. And let's see how I go doing this whilst talking. But yeah. So I'd like to know, where are you planning on going, if you're going anywhere? Or if you've got anything exciting happening. I'd love to hear it. I'm not planning on doing too much change. I do want to try to get back into a bit more fitness stuff for me. And I guess considering it's going to be coming into cooler months here, just something I can do inside at my house. So I kind of liked the videos where I could use some hand weights, more Pilates stuff. And get back into that a bit more regularly. So it's just making the time for that. And having the energy for that. So sometimes I do get lulls in my energy, which is, it's part of just, you know, Hashimoto's and thyroid things. What now? I don't really want to do too much else, to be honest. I kind of want to just keep this really simple, really basic. I might get a facial mist just to flatten everything down and find a lip colour, so I'll be back in just a sec. So I'm just going to mist my face with the Mineralized facial spray with aloe, herbs and rose water. Sometimes I find that it just makes my face look a bit more glowy, a little bit more dewy, and it kind of just sets everything down. Okay. And just kind of let that dry. I need to cook some more soup. I've been going through, I like to bulk cook this Greek lemon chicken soup and freeze it, which works really well, and it's really handy to have a nice nourishing dinner or lunch, whatever it might be, that's just easy in the freezer. So I should do that soon, actually. So I chose Impassioned by MAC. We'll see if I end up keeping this one on, but it's a bright orangey, orangey red, orangey pinky colour. That's quite a lot, isn't it? But that's alright. Still stormy outside. I was kind of hoping that the storm would pass quicker and around, so we'll see. I might have to film another video. I was going to film a video that involves a sensitive microphone, but it will pick up all of those noises, so I might have to come up with another idea. That's not a bad colour, it'll do. It's good enough. So that is my simple kind of makeup look for now. That'll do, it's good enough. I skipped a few steps, didn't bother about some, and it's fine, it'll do. What else? I guess I've been trying to use Instagram more lately, and I've been making reels, which until a couple of weeks ago I had never made an Instagram reel before. So I've been making a couple of those, getting into just trying different things. So if you're wanting to see some daily content, at the moment I'm doing like a photo a day for March, and that's on Instagram. And yeah, I'll post a couple of reels here and there. So generally it'll be like sneak peeks of things that I'm thinking about filming, or if I want to have people ask questions. I might do another Q&A video soon, so like a get to know me type thing. So if there's any specific questions that you want answered, let me know below. Like I said, the real estate thing where I'm looking at houses and stuff, if there's anything in particular that you're interested in, let me know too. But I guess I'll leave it here for now. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, morning or afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.